A lot of you watching this video right now will be sleeping on LinkedIn. And to be honest, I don't really blame you. If you're not in this LinkedIn bubble, this very introverted community, it's very easy to judge it and perceive it as a very dry, drab, dull networking platform. But it's only really once you start to involve yourself and integrate yourself into this platform that you realize that everything you thought about it was actually wrong. Now, I'm not the biggest creator on YouTube, as you can see from my subscriber count, but I've done quite well on LinkedIn. I've got 35,000 people there. I've reached millions and millions of views. And the beauty of me creating on LinkedIn is that I've been able to build 3 businesses now, hit up to about £2 million of revenue. And I want to give context to that, not to showboat, but to actually say that everything that I share with you in this video is a lived experience, is something that I have got hands on with myself. And it's not just something that I've plucked from other content creators or just something from the internet. Everything that I'm sharing now is my truth and my experience that I've had. LinkedIn right now is in a really strange space. The problem with LinkedIn at the moment is that it's kind of an echo chamber of the same sort of content. And the reason that I think that is because it is not a creator-led platform. Unlike YouTube or TikTok, where you can earn money through monetization and ad revenue and those sorts of things, LinkedIn is very much a very different space. The problem with LinkedIn not being creator-led is that the creators that do create on this platform are some of the largest people that have influence on that platform. And when their content does well, regardless of whether that's to do with personal branding or growing a business or marketing or whatever it is, other people see this style and this format and this framework of how they've approached it and start to copy that for themselves. What ends up happening there is that everybody who's creating content on LinkedIn starts to feel a little bit the same and everything becomes a little bit vanilla. But actually, I don't want vanilla. I want chocolate chip. The algorithm is always changing and it's incredibly hard to grasp what works, what doesn't work, what should I be posting this week, what should I be doing this week, what does LinkedIn actually want me to do in the first place? I have no idea. And I've been creating content on the platform for like 8 years now. On top of that, it's very incestuous in the sense of that everybody's kissing each other's backsides and everyone's, licking each other's ass. And it's always like, oh, wow, great. This is an amazing point, Daniel. I think that you've failed marriage is fantastic because you've just learned these 5 lessons about business. But so it's a very cliquey space. And for a lot of people, that can really alienate you and ostracize you and push you away from even contemplating on whether or not you create on this platform. Now, LinkedIn gets a pretty bad rep because of the vague, valueless content on the platform. And that, in my opinion, is why you have the perfect opportunity right now to start creating on it, which I know goes against everything that I've just said, but hear me out. I want to use YouTube as a pretty good example here. On YouTube, the caliber and the standard and the bar for the creativity and the style and the effort level into the videos that are uploaded on that platform are incredibly, incredibly high. In the video niche, you've got creators like Ed Lawrence, who used to run, I think it was Film Booth or something like that. You've got Casey Neistat, who is one of the legacy GOAT OG creators on the platform. Even super hyper creative people like Peter McKinnon, who started out making Premiere Pro editing tutorials and now just kind of does vlogs but in a very cinematic way. I think that's what he does anyway. I haven't watched him for a long time, to be fair. In the entrepreneurial space, you've got creators like Gary Vaynerchuk, who just says, document, don't create all the time. And he just says the same message over and over again. You've got Alex Hormozy, you've got Leela Hormozy, you've got Grant Cardone. Who else have you got? Oh yeah, you've got creators like Cody Sanchez, an amazing creator nonetheless. Mark Tilbury, a guy in his 60s, 70s, I'm not sure how old he is, but teaching the younger generation on how to build business and how to invest and how to use the S&P 500. You kind of get the idea here, but every niche on YouTube has been tapped into, and there's a very particular style that everyone kind of follows from one another to some degree. And because of the high caliber of the content on YouTube, it's very hard to break through as a new creator, especially if you don't really have your style locked in on your niche or your message locked in just yet. It's very hard to get your leg in the door. And to be fair, I started a YouTube channel maybe 10 years ago. It was called Gaisford-Miles. It was a gaming channel before gaming kind of existed on YouTube. I know, I'm gonna kiss my own backside there. I think we got to like 15,000 subs. I hated it, I sacked it in, and then suddenly the gaming niche really took off. I kind of just kicked myself and I was like, I should have just kept going. I don't know why I said that, but there you go. The thing with LinkedIn that I love and hate is that there's probably worldwide, considering that the platform has about 1 billion members, which is insane, you've maybe got 1,000 creators that are genuinely good creators that post regular content, that show up with decent value, that are trying to educate or entertain or whatever. There's probably about 1,000 people. I know that sounds pretty low, but that's probably true, probably about 1,000 people. The beauty of LinkedIn is that everybody's feed, when you log into the app or your desktop, will look very different to one another. And the chances are that you're going to know someone who creates content out of those 1,000 people. So it's very tight-knit, it's very niche, it's very small. Going back to the idea that LinkedIn is not creator focused, that is, in my opinion, why you, watching this video right now, if you're trying to create content to market your business, or you're trying to build your personal brand, or you're trying to get influence on LinkedIn, you need to be creating videos on the platform. It's as simple as that. If no one's doing it, the opportunity is rife. The gap is right there, you just need to fill it. The better your videos do, the more views they get. The more views they get, the more ads you can run, the more money you make. That's what creator-led means. They incentivize you to create content on the platform because that keeps their audience sticky, which means they as a platform can run more ads, which means they get, as a business, more revenue. You as a creator can post videos that get views, that get a proportionate amount of that AdSense revenue that you get straight into your bank. Happy days. My gut feeling here is that LinkedIn will eventually become more creative focused. They need to incentivize people to play and stay on the platform. Otherwise, their audience starts to dwindle. There's this very strange feeling on the platform right now. Some are very left side and they're kind of like, I love this platform, this is great, this is the best thing, oh, happy days. Other people are not the same. They're saying, I don't like this platform. I think this is bad. I think this is a bit shit. It's not fun. It's full of fluff. It's full of waffle. It's optically, people just know how to play the game on LinkedIn. There's a really big divide. There's very few people in the middle that say, I love it, but I also hate it. You either have the love it gang or the hate it gang. For me right now, I'm kind of on this side, the sort of hate it gang. I like it. It's great, but it has, in my opinion, more negatives than positives. Because there's this big divide, LinkedIn, I would presume, as a business, will want to say, right, there's this big divide now. A lot of people don't like this platform. Let's start to incentivize people to spend more time here, which means we need to give creators who create the content, who attract the audience and keep people here, some sort of incentive, money, brand deal, referral, recommendation, more reach, whatever it is. There needs to be some sort of thing that the creators on this platform get. Right now, that's not happening, but I do think that's gonna happen in the future. YouTube was exactly the same, right? It was a place just to share videos and to make stuff, and then they introduced ad revenue through AdSense, and then people can make some pretty decent money, millions and millions and millions of pounds a year from just creating videos on the internet. TikTok had the same thing. It introduced their creator fund, I think back in 2020, and it was a way to incentivize creators to create better content to keep more people sticky on the platform. Nobody is creating on LinkedIn right now. And I believe that is the biggest opportunity to take advantage of before we have this big creator boom that I have this real gut feeling that will happen. I don't know when, but I know it's gonna happen. Right now on LinkedIn, if you just scroll through the feed, again, everyone's feed looks very different, you will notice that a lot of the content that's posted just looks and feels the same. It's all vanilla, it's the same sort of stuff. My top 3 tips on this, or here's what I learned about business, or here's my fucking chai latte that I've had for my breakfast. This is my morning routine as an influencer, whatever it is. The bold and the creative stands out on the platform, as it has for every other platform ever that has ever existed. LinkedIn is the same, okay? And now you're probably thinking, Jack, well, I kind of get what you're saying here. How do I do this? How do I create bolder content? How do I really stand out above the pack on LinkedIn and get there before this big creator boom? In the most loveliest possible way, I can't tell you how to do that. I've been creating content on the platform for 8 years. In that time, it has changed so much. What used to work doesn't work. What works now probably won't work next week. So it's kind of irrelevant on what I tell you to do because it's subjective, there's nuance to it. And by this time in a month, everything that I say is gonna kind of be outdated. What I'm gonna do instead is show you a couple of creators that I see on the platform absolutely smashing it right now. Again, they might not be here in a year's time, but for now, they're doing really well so that you can source some inspiration and kind of see what they're doing differently. Maybe compare it to yourself in terms of what you're putting out, in terms of content and output. What are they putting out in terms of content and output? And just try and find the gaps yourself. First is a creator called Henry Hayes. I noticed Henry probably a couple of months ago. He started putting out some very portrait fun content on LinkedIn that just breaks through the noise. It's very satirical. It's just borderline satire and dry British humor, but it works really well for the type of audience that he's trying to connect with. The way that I can explain Henry's content is he turns everyday, relatable, very dry situations into humor that is very relevant and very relatable. He is great at script writing. He's a very, very, very good presenter. I'm not sure how he does it. So Henry, if you watch this video, please let me know. From even a production perspective, he's not filming this on fancy cameras. He's probably just filming this on his iPhone, getting one of his team to film it like this. So it kind of goes to show that you don't need the fancy kit. You just need the right idea and you need to present the message in the right way.
So do you have any campaigns that you've made?
Sorry, say that again?
Well, that's Mother's campaign for Nike. It was really good.
Yeah.
But you didn't make it, so do you
Well, I did the post, didn't I?
So Henry's a really cool guy to go and check out if you haven't checked him out. I shall leave the link down there somewhere, or just maybe it's shown on the screen here at some point. So Go enjoy Henry. Another great creator is called Dan Kelsall. Dan has pretty much leveraged LinkedIn for as long as I can remember. I've been on the platform for, again, like 7-8 years. I think Dan was creating at a similar time to me. Absolutely smashed it. The reason that Dan's content works is because it is borderline offensive content. A lot of content is very safe, it's very vanilla, it's not bold at all, it's talking about the same stuff. All be consistent and build your personal brand, and you've got to be authentic and you've got to tell your story. A lot of that now is just kind of filtering into this big whitewash of the same noise. Dan's content works because it's very different. It's very abstract. It's very left wing. It's bold. It's abrupt. It's very borderline damaging to the business. But I think because he's just figured out this very fine line balance, it works really well.
I'm in the car right now. I'm doing 90 on the motorway. Hey Lou, I drank a fifth of vodka. You dare me to drive? None of this would have happened if you just replied. And now I'm gonna drive off this motherfucking bridge. All I wanted was a meeting and to touch your little widge. Come on, Lou! Come on! Lou! Ah!
Next up is a creator called Ayinkro. Ayinkro and I have been friends for a long time. We used to be in the agency production game together. I left at the start of 2024. He's continued to absolutely smash it in his production agency. I think it's KOS Visuals, if I remember off the top of my head. Ayinkro is just a cool guy, man. Like, he puts a lot of effort into his weekly vlogs and he does behind the scenes stuff. Everything's captured portrait, but it's very cinematic. It's very creatively produced. There's a lot of clever lighting involved, very nice, slick audio design. Sound quality is just super impressive. I don't know how he does it. The editing time that he puts into creating and crafting these videos is so intense that nobody on LinkedIn is going to invest that much time. And that's why he does so well, because they're super slick. The transitions are sick. There's lots of text pop-ups that come on screen. He's just got good vibes. You know, he's a good lad. He's got good energy to him. And I think people feed off of that energy. In a sense, the same ideas that a lot of people have in terms of it's how to do this, or it's, you know, here's 3 pieces of advice to create better videos, whatever it is. He does it in such a way that makes it feel fresh and it makes it feel unique. And because of that, that's why his content does so well on LinkedIn.
As a founder, lead generation sucks if you don't have this one thing. It is a reality for most people.
Jason Gunn is right now one of my favorite creators, not necessarily because his content is out there and outlandish and bold and, you know, aggressive. It's actually because it's the complete opposite. It's very natural. It's very slow. It makes you think. He presents in such a calm, genuine, very natural, non-manufactured, non-engineered way that you kind of just like the guy. You know, I think he was a TV presenter many, many years ago. I think maybe he still does that now. I don't remember, but he's a very cool guy that you just want to be friends with, you know? He gets out his phone, he records a video, he says things very charismatically, almost like he's kind of run through it 1,000 times before. It's like locked in the back of his head how he says stuff and how he holds attention and how he delivers the value of his videos. I don't know how he does it, but however he does it, it makes me want to watch and it makes me continue saying, hey Jason, I love your stuff, I support the guy, I think he's doing a great job.
Well, hey there, it's just after 3 o'clock on what is a stunning Saturday afternoon. I'm doing nothing. But right about now, I must stop doing nothing.
Last on the list is a creator called Katie Roberts. I've known Katie for a little while now, and she has absolutely smashed it on LinkedIn. Now, Katie isn't doing anything groundbreaking. She's not borderline offensive like Dan. She's not doing crazy stuff like Ayinkro in terms of the edits. She's just jumping on camera, nice colorful background, always a fresh beanie, different colors to kind of identify her brand style and build her personal brand up as this person who wears this colorful beanie. But that creates this very instantly recognizable brand that has really stuck with her. She's super bubbly, she's super colorful, her personality's great. And when you work with people, because that's what she does, she's trying to generate clients for her business, you wanna make sure that you match their energy, you know? And there's nothing worse in business than working with people that you don't like. And I think for Katie, she wins the likability. She ticks that box really well. I think she's producing it on a professional camera. I can't tell, maybe it's just a really good phone, I have no idea. But what she is doing is she's being consistent, she's showing up as herself, she's telling these nice stories in a very colorful, creative way. Very simplistic editing as well, which I really like.
I grew my LinkedIn by over 3,000 followers in less than 5 months, all from posting videos.
So go and check her out if you haven't checked her out already. Overall, all of these creators, regardless of their style and their input and their delivery system, they all focus on great hooks, telling great stories, keeping people hooked through retention and pattern interrupts and unique delivery systems. But above most, they just feel relatable. They feel genuine, they feel personal, and they are not afraid to put themselves out there for people. And I think that's why they do really well. And this is the difference with LinkedIn. We're not trying to become influencers to become the next Kylie Jenner. We're here to market ourselves and build our personal brands and generate leads for our business that get us cash in the bank. You know, we just do things slightly differently to creator-focused platforms. And that is why I have this love and hate relationship with LinkedIn. My advice to you, if you're, again, looking to market your business, you're looking to start to get into LinkedIn and see it as an advantage, but you're not sure how, is do the same. Do the same that these guys are doing, okay? Find your own style, find your own unique voice, have a cadence that you can manage and a consistency that you can keep up with. LinkedIn is not built for creators yet, and that's exactly why you need to be on it. If you want to get started with video, but you're not really sure where to go, you don't really know the basics just yet, but you want to start to seize the opportunity that is on LinkedIn right now, I'd recommend checking out my free 35-minute video starter pack workshop where you're going to be able to learn everything from coming up with ideas, a bit of strategy, how to script, how to film, how to edit your first video in under 35 minutes. It's completely free, so there's no charge to it at all. And by the end of the workshop, you will have a finished piece of content that is ready to post onto LinkedIn or the internet or wherever else you want to put it. I just want to say it's going to help you get started, okay? Link will be down there or up there or somewhere. Have a look up and down, just have a big look and see where it is. I'm Jack. I've created videos for the last decade on the internet. I've worked with some of the biggest brands in the world, and if you want to learn how to create better videos for you or your business, you can check out this video right here that will teach you how to get started and maybe a few other geeky bits and bobs. If you're not subscribed to the channel already, you can do so by clicking here. I post, or I try to post, videos every single week that help you to become a better video creator. And until then, I shall see you in the next video. Ciao.